go over the injury report. We're gonna get into all that. CT, what's good, my brother?
Yeah, what's good? Another day, another Knicks content piece. Let's get it popping.
Yo, salute. Yeah, man, we got the Knicks tomorrow at the world most famous arena against the Indiana Pacers. CT, and it's a must game for us. Or it seems like every game is a must game nowadays. But we really need to go in here and try to get this W tomorrow. I think it's so important that we try to get this bounce back game. We've been in a doldrums for the last couple of games. And a lot of stuff that we got to go over and break down eventually, man. But for this game coming up, we got to really get into this thing, and hopefully we can get Indiana and take this W, man, and try to get back to our winning ways. I think we're right now. The Knicks is playing; they're in a funk, especially the starting unit, and we really hope these guys can come out here tomorrow and get out of this thing for sure.
Yeah, I can't state how critical this game is. Coming off that tough loss in Charlotte, Indiana, we also owe them one. For that drubbing they gave us in Indy. So um, we want to avoid going 500. We win this one, we go 2 games back above 500. We also set ourselves up for easier matchups against Orlando and Houston. So, this is probably the toughest of the 3 matchups coming up. It's critical. We're back home, a 3-game homestand where we haven't been playing very well. So it's going to be very interesting, Divine. A lot of news swirling, a lot of talk about starting lineups and changes, adjustments and things. So let's see what the squad comes out with tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we know for the last couple of games, CT, we have been talking about these things on all our platforms about the way the Knicks is playing. Should we put other players in, take other players out, shake up the team, and things of that nature. So, we really it's really been a tough two game when you're losing, man. All that stuff comes out, you know what I mean? But for that, man, we get into the starting lineups tomorrow. Look like everything's gonna stay the same for us. For the Indiana Pacers starting lineup tomorrow, you got Malcolm Brogdon at the guard. Karis LeVert at the guard. You got Chris Duarte at the forward with Sabonis at the forward and Miles Turner. And for the New York Knicks, I think I started for going to be Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier at the guard, forward R.J. Barrett, forward Julius Randle, and center Mitchell Robinson. So it looks like we're going to have pretty much the same team coming on the floor as we did for the season go with our starting unit.
Yeah, definitely. I think we'll see. Well, we probably won't see any big adjustment just yet. If they continue to slide, then we'll probably see something coming up soon. But right now, it's just guys got to grow up. They're getting paid well. Got to deal with the criticism. Got to come out and make a good account for themselves. You can't feel good what they did in Charlotte. Dealing with a lot of talk in the media right now. That the lineup's the worst in NBA history. All this sort of swirling. So they have to basically grow up, and make it happen. Make it happen on their home floor, rectify this bad record we have, and also give one back to Indiana. Like I said, Indiana, did us comfortably last time in Indiana, so we need to get them back for that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? We do owe them one, and I think this is a good time to try to get one. Like you said, right now we playing some terrible basketball, or at least in the starting unit anyway. Our defense is not up to par. We're now currently in the NBA. We're the only team allowed 15 points per game via the fast break. That's and that's crazy. I mean that we're not getting back in transition defense. We allow opponents to score 14 points per game off of turnovers. That's the energy, CT, and I think that's what was really starting to show. Like Kemba, RJ, Fournier, and them cats are not getting back down the court. Whether it's off a rebound, block shot, or whatever, they not getting back, and these guys just running down the floor scoring it. So hopefully we can correct that tomorrow. Because if you keep giving up fast break points, that just gonna put you in a hole. You know what I mean? And 15 points per game, the only team in the NBA doing that. That's not the New York Knicks defense. So we got to find a way to rectify that for sure. And hopefully these 2 games they had CT of just good days of practice. Hopefully, and it's going to be like that for the next for at least the rest of this week. They're going to have 2 days in between games most of the time. So they got to take advantage of this thing and get the shit back, steer the shit back in the right direction, because the defense right now and that first unit is just not holding it down for sure.
No, it's not. And the losses will continue to pile up. If they don't do something about it. That starts with the effort. Indiana are a very gritty team. They play hard all the time. You know that. You know, anytime you come up against Indiana, you know, you got Miles Turner, TJ McConnell, Karis Levert's healthy now, Malcolm Brogdon, Sabonis. Um, you'll talk on some situationals with the injury report that's coming up. But regardless of who plays, they're going to field a strong squad. We're going to see what we're really made of, Divine. You know, because like I said, we go back. It'd be a damn shame if we go back to 500 after starting 5-1. You know, so soon, and to throw away this quality head start we give ourselves. You know, with great wins against Philly, against Chicago, um, beating Boston on opening night, all of that. I just don't know where that chemistry went. You know, we had chemistry. This slump didn't just happen, you know, overnight. So it's just crazy to think, you know, and also, yeah, getting back home, you'd think we'd be playing our best basketball on our home floor, but that hasn't been the case this season, right? So something's got to be up. You know, is it the big crowd? Is it the pressure? Is it, you know, guys just deferring to each other? You know, we all know there's new alpha dogs on this team. Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, they've all been carrying a team that they've been on before. You know, now that the four of them have just got to get on the same page, you know, and just figure this thing out, right? It's not difficult. You know, it's easy for us to say because we're watching every single night, but these guys have been playing this sport for a long, long time, you know, and the 2 days off, like you said, is a great opportunity to fill each other out, talk about it, you know. I wouldn't be surprised to have the players catch up, you know, something like that, to just get on the same page.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's mandatory that our leaders definitely step up there and bring these guys together and just let them know what New York Knicks basketball is supposed to be played like, how they play it, and why you play it. You know what I mean? And like they got to really get down and sit down and get back to the basics. Just get back to the basics of what a basketball player do. You play defense, you score the ball, you play the best defense as possible, and then you go from there. You know, but we got to get back to the drawing board, and hopefully we did these last 2 days because it's been a pretty tough situation these last 5 or 6 games. You know, we done lost like 4 out of 5 or 4 out of 6. You know, after coming out the gate real hot, you know what I mean. And just to see the team lose their energy and effort is disappointing. Disappointing to Knicks fans, knowing that these guys supposed to come out every day for 48 minutes. And granted, every day you're not going to have that type of game, but you shouldn't. It shouldn't be more than less. It shouldn't be more not energy type of game than that at all. So I think it's concerning to see that the way this team energy is. And they got to get together, man. I believe in what these guys doing down there, but they got to get it together, man. Because we don't want to go into the 20-game season under 500, do 20 games a quarter of the season, and we almost at 500 or under. I think that'd be disappointing for the fan base, for the organization. Period. To come out there like that you're going to have to doubt us saying that, no, we told you this team wasn't this. We told you this team wasn't that. So you're going to get all the naysayers out there. But we just got to find a way to get together. And it starts with the first unit, and it starts with our defense. You guys got to lead by example and go out there and play hard. And hopefully it starts tomorrow night at the Garden.
Yeah, and it's leading into 3 winnable games. So I'm hoping that we pull out all 3. You know, that'd be great to go 10-6. That'd steer the ship in the right direction. Because Divine, we all know what the East is like right now. It's not going to be easy to come back. You know, if we dig a hole for ourselves, look who's on top. You know, you got teams stacked to the rafters right now. So, Indiana's also a team trying to fight for the same thing we are. You know, they're a couple spots below us, 6 and 8 right now, and they're trying to get up there. You know, they're trying to make amends for their slow start. So they've had our number already, and they're going to come into MSG full of confidence right now as well. So, like you said, the leaders have got to step up. If they smell blood in the water, you know, and Julius Randle, the body language. Let's say we come out of this game, we start slow. You know, we're really going to see what this team is made of. You know, who are the leaders? Who's going to be able to step up? You know, I know Taj Gibson, Derrick Rose are probably going to step up. Who else? You know, who else is going to help out? You know, those guys didn't have much help in Charlotte. You know, like you said, you were there in the building. One of our 3 top dogs just gave us less than 10 points. You know, that's not going to cut it.
Yeah, absolutely not at this rate. The way the NBA is playing on the East now, everybody fighting, competing hard. Indiana on a 2-game winning streak. Like you said, they're trying to get back up there, and there's a lot of competition going on in the East. 1-15. I mean, the Pistons won a crazy game the other night. They beat a quality team, so they even trying to want to get to the play-in. A lot of these people gonna be scrapping, man. They fighting for something. But for the Knicks one, we just gotta bring our hard hat, man. Bring our lunch pail. Put on our hard hat. Bring our lunch pail. Go there and just go hard and get in the garden, man, and make sure that we don't let nobody come in there and keep you know breaking in Madison Square Garden, taking our stuff out our house. That's our home court. That's our home. We got to protect it. And I think our defense got to get back to that. I mean, they got to protect the garden, man. They got a good chance to rectify this problem, like you said, with 3 games in a row home. They should go down there and take this thing serious as it could be. Because this could be, I hate to say it, almost like a make or break for them. You know what I mean? If they come off this homestand poor CT, and the way the East is fighting, that could put us in a bad situation. So let's hope that we erase all that bad play the last couple of games and the last week, matter of fact, and get back to some winning ways. For the Pacers, they got their injury report. They got guys out. We got guys out. And I go over the injury report. We got Todd Gibson, he questionable with a left ankle sprain. Noel questionable with a left knee sprain. And we got Lucas Samantha, he's out. He's out totally. The two-way guy. But then you look at the Indiana Pacers. They got Isaiah Jackson, excuse me, the rookie out of Kentucky. He's out with a left knee. They got Jeremy Lamb out, left ankle sprain. T.J. Warren obviously out, left navicular fracture, and Malcolm Brogdon is questionable with a left hamstring, and Chris Duarte might be subject to being hurt, maybe by tomorrow. So, they got guys out, man. So, we got to take advantage of it. Don't let our guard down. Because you got guys out, don't mean the rest of the team gonna play bad. So I think we got to make sure we take full advantage of this here and go on there and pound these guys, man, and try to get a win under the belt. I think if we get a win tomorrow, I think we might feel much better about the team, and we might can get and start pull a couple of ones together. Just like we lost 2 in a row, we can win 2 in a row. But I mean, it all starts tomorrow night at the world most famous arena, CT. They got to go in there and get these guys a little banged up a little bit, and they got to take advantage of that. But the good thing about it also is also opportunity for us with the young guys like Jericho Sims. If Noel don't play and Todd is out, then you might see Jericho Sims as a small ball 5, for the Knicks tomorrow. So let's see how that go.
Yeah, definitely. We call ourselves a Big 15. I don't. I'm not worried about players out because the next guy needs to step up. Basically, I know we miss Nerlens Noel, but the guys that do play have to play better. Mitchell Robinson's been down. He's been dealing with that hip injury. I know that's probably hampering him. However, it doesn't matter whoever else plays, just needs to lay it all out there. Like we say, um, you know, do one solid for the fans, the MSG faithful out there. We've got 3 home games in a row. Let's win all 3 right now. Because players like and Randall need to rectify what they did in Charlotte. Basically, 2 of our best players laying an egg like that. That's not going to cut it. And how often are we going to rely on Derrick Rose, a 33-year-old, to carry us? He's been by far our best player this season, most consistent player as well. It seems like we're always relying on him to pull us out of a hole, Divine. Emmanuel Quickly as well, Obi Toppin as well. And we know the Wolves are going to be out. If those guys all ball out again, let's say, for example, the bench picks us up again, has all pluses, the starters are all minuses again, I don't think it's going to be very long before people are going to be calling for some heads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's what we don't want to see tomorrow. I'm hoping that I'll start a lineup with them all them veteran ball players in that lineup. I mean, they are other than RJ, they are veterans. Other than RJ and Mitch, and Fournier 10 years, Julius Randle by 8 or 9, Kemba Walker 10 years. We need our veteran leaders to be leaders. If they come out there and lay an egg tomorrow, it is going to be really disappointing. The fan base is going to, the chats, the fan base, the streams, it's going to be a mess. You know what I mean? Because we should not be playing ball like this. So we're gonna see how this thing go tomorrow, and let's hope that Fournier bounce back. Let's hope RJ bounce back and Randall bounce back. Let's hope Kemba Walker continue doing what he did in Charlotte. And but we gotta come out there and from the tip and opening tip to that last buzzer, man. We got to make sure that we go out there and play for 48 minutes. And we really need to do that, man. And I think if our starting unit can come through tomorrow, then I think we can walk out of MSG tomorrow night with a W. But our starting unit got to come through, and hopefully our second unit CT still keep doing what they've been doing. They've been doing it phenomenal for the Knicks. So let's hope they can keep their same effort and energy going and production. And the first unit just got to catch up to them.
Yeah, and also Tibbs, he spoke after the game in Charlotte, and he spoke at practice as well about wanting to hold off and see what this squad, does, how they respond before making any drastic changes. But he also did insinuate, he left a small hint that, after a little bit longer, he's willing to really look into that. He did say some sort of quote like he's entitled to change his mind based on wanting to leave things as they are, but he's entitled to change his mind. So, with that said, I'm glad we are playing Indiana. To be honest with you, I like us when we play an opponent that is an Eastern Conference rival, and also someone who is up against, trying to fight for what we're fighting for, basically as well. It's a tougher matchup. The last thing I want is to be playing some lowly opponent right now and us laying an egg again. We seem to get up for those tougher matchups, and I think that Indiana loss is going to be fresh on their mind. It's going to be a bit more fresher, and them wanting to rectify what happened over there that night, because that was a really bad loss. We were just overmatched, Divine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. That seemed like when the snowball started coming down. That seemed like when really that Indiana loss seemed like when everything snowballed. You know what I mean? And we got to get back at it. I think we will, and I think we can't go out here with an L. We just can't. I mean, it can happen, but just from a mental standpoint and how would I say, a confidence standpoint, and you don't want to lose this game tomorrow. So you got to go out there and fight, because that thing. Granted, they would say it's just a game. We'll get it together. Blah blah blah. They might have to say all that in front of the cameras, but deep down inside, when they're not in front of the camera, you just don't know what they're thinking. Man, this shit going the wrong way, and so we need one of our captains to steer it in the right direction. Whichever one of them captains may be, they need to steer the ship back in the right direction and let it be moving forward. But if we lose tomorrow night, that's that captain. That's not a captain, because you stir that shit the other way. Now we're going backwards. You know what I mean? And so we got to keep this thing grinding, keep going, and then we'll see how it goes. So we're looking forward to that tomorrow. Knicks at the world most famous arena against the Indiana Pacers. 7:30 tip off. We got to go in there and just go there and fight hard and get it, man. And hopefully we let the chips fall where they may. And then then we're gonna get around some NBA talk in a few minutes. We're gonna see what's going on in the NBA and see how that plays a part in what we're trying to do, CT. And so we'll be able to break down the NBA news. Any last words on the Pistons before we change segments? I mean, the Pacers, excuse me.
Pacers, yeah. No, look, the Pacers. I think it's a matchup that is tough for us, because they got a stretch five. Miles Turner. I want us to key in on that. Last time we played the Pacers, Miles Turner had a career high 7 3-pointers. Right, you can't be giving up no 7 3-pointers to a stretch five. That's just ridiculous. So what's going to happen? Are we going to see how much we schemed, or how much the plan, that we did for that matchup? Mitchell Robinson, he's bigger now. You made a really good point. He's and a lot of fans have noticed that Mitch is a bit slower than what he used to be. Right? So how does he deal with the stretch five right now? I think Taj Gibson, hopefully he goes, because he's a nice probably matchup for that. Going out to the perimeter as well. And so Miles Turner, Malcolm Brogdon's usually quite tough for us. So yeah, I'm interested to see how Kemba Walker looks, and if he can continue some remnant of the form he showed in Charlotte. Because if he's not putting up 20 odd points, he's probably giving up 20 something. So he needs to continue this groove offensively to be effective,
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. But this plus minus seems like it always pans out in the negative because if he scored 20 something, you give up 20 something, then it seems like his plus minus is always in the negative. So he can feel good tomorrow, having 2 days off. Maybe he got some rest, feeling much better. He can go hard on Monday. RJ Barrett need to get back at it. Julius Randle and Fournier need to get back at it. So we'll see how it goes, man. And hopefully we can come out, like I said, we can get this thing together, and then we be able to beat Indiana, man. I know we got the talent to do it. We just want to see that talent going to come to the forefront and bring everything they're supposed to bring, and leave everything on the floor tomorrow night, and scrap and fight and claw whatever to get this W. And if they could do that, I think we'd be good, man. So that's the Knicks Indiana Pacers tomorrow. Just a little pregame chatter for that on the video tonight. And let's go around the NBA CT because some interesting games was in the association tonight. And I was hoping that we had some games in the association tonight that would have benefited us, maybe helped us get a game back on somebody. And really, it didn't shake out that way tonight. To be honest with you, everybody pretty much handled their business, other than like the Lakers, and they beat the Spurs, which really wasn't no significant to us. The Nets clobbered the Thunder, 120-96. Spurs beat the Suns beat the Rockets 115-89. The Bulls went to the City of Angels and beat the Clippers 190. I thought the Clippers might would have been able to win that game, and they would have helped us out and by letting the Bulls take an L. But they went there and beat them by 10. The Hawks beat Giannis by 20 points in Atlanta in the ATL. So the Bucks took an L. Atlanta got a win beating the Bucks. Hornets beat the Warriors of CT 106-102 in the Queen City in Charlotte. I thought the Warriors might could have pulled that off, knowing that Steph Curry is from North Carolina, went to Davidson. His father's a broadcaster there, you know what I mean? He's from Charlotte. You thought he went to go in there and put on the show tonight, but Charlotte came out and played, beat them by 4. Then the Nuggets just crushed the Trailblazers by looked like it's 29 and in Mile High in Denver. You know what I mean? So the NBA today wasn't a lot of games, with 7 games on the schedule. Other than Atlanta beating the Bucks CT, that's about the only thing really was significant for the Knicks.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It's the exact same thing. The only good thing was the Bucks losing. They go 6-8 now, which is crazy to think. I know they're missing Chris Middleton. They'll probably pick things up as soon as he comes back. But it's just nice to have that, buffer on Milwaukee, right? We win, we go 8-6. Reverse their order. So, it just magnifies how critical tomorrow night is, Divine, and beating Indiana, because we can't be throwing away these games at home. Like, these are the easier ones when we look at the grand scheme of things. Have a look at what about we talked briefly about what's coming up. We're about to hit a wave head on, basically. If we can't take care of Indy, Orlando, and Houston, then things are going to get real tough for this squad. And I know some negative naysayers, some fans of pro shake things up. They'll be hoping that we lay an egg in these 3 games so that they can call for their trade, so that they can call for Tibbs to get fired, so they can call for Kemba Walker to get waived, or So, I mean, for us, it's about just showing some pride. Coming out playing hard. You should be proud to play for the New York Knicks. Historic, traditional franchise. You shouldn't need any motivation, any effort to get up. Each and every day. You play in the world's most famous, like you just said. You got the best fan base in the world looking at you right now. I mean, if these guys don't get juiced up, they're in the wrong profession. So in a way, I can understand some people's patience wearing thin. How long have we been waiting for a winner? How long have we been waiting for players to wear their heart on their sleeve out there and lay it all out there? So I respect players that just lay it all out there. That's all the fan base. That's all we want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. It's go hard or go home. It's that time. It's that time for the Knicks team. Go hard or go home, because these teams in the East, granted they all getting better, but a lot of them beating each other. So, and like you said, we got to take advantage of that, man. If we win games, we'd be further than a lot of these teams. 'Cause a lot of them is bumping each other off. You know what I mean? But when it's going to be a time when we hit that certain part of that schedule when we're going to have to be going through the same thing they're going through. You know, so we got to take advantage of this thing, man. These next three home games, and if you look around associations tomorrow, you got some key games. You know, obviously the Kings and the Pistons and Detroit tomorrow. The Celtics go to Ohio to play the Cavaliers. Big game for either way, either one of them. Especially if Celtics, they look like they want to come up. They trying to fight back. Cavaliers, they playing good basketball, so that's an important game. You got the Magic and the Hawk in Atlanta tomorrow. Then you got the Heat down in OKC tomorrow. You know, and the Rockets and the Grizzlies. Here go another big game. The Bulls are going to be playing the Lakers. Big game
Mm.
from a Knicks standpoint. If the Lakers can hold on to win that game and beat the Bulls, and the Bulls playing pretty good basketball right now, and you got the Pelican and the Wizards down in Washington D.C. Then you got obviously got the Pacers at the Knicks, Nuggets at the Mavericks, Suns at the Blazers. Here goes another important game. The Raptors play the Trailblazers in Portland.
Yeah.
So you know, we got a chance to see some Eastern Conference teams lose tomorrow. We just need to win. You know what I mean? And kind of gain some ground on some of the teams that's in front of us or that's right behind us that's close. Or you know, and pull away. So this next three home games going to be important, CT, and I think we could do that and we could stay in the race with this thing and stay above 500. Like you said, we got a chance to come out of this thing 10-6. And I think we really need to really take advantage of these three home games and go out there and just play Nick basketball and get back to what you do. You know what I mean? Because we are really not playing a basketball that we're accustomed to playing, that we should be playing, especially on the defense end. And obviously our starters has been in a funk. We need our starters to get out that funk and go out there tomorrow and win this thing, man. And I think we do that with the way the schedule around the NBA is, around the association, and we got a chance to pick up some ground on a couple of teams.
Yeah, and either way, I think this next stretch is going to tell us where to from here. You know, where to go, what moves need to be made. Okay, you know, we win all three. We say, okay, you know, maybe we just hit a slump, and the team can continue that upward trend that we were seeing. You know, when we were 5-1. You know, maybe it was a bump in the road. Players needed a bit of a scare, a bit of a shake up. You know, and they all start playing well. Sometimes you just need to put people on notice.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe these next few games will tell us that what the analytics are telling us, that this 5-man unit, that the players just aren't effective together. You know, maybe
Mm-hmm.
Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, maybe they are more suited off the bench. You know, or limited minutes. You know, more limited minutes. You know, we're going to see who's a leader too. You know, whenever your back's against the wall, you know what happens. You know, the leaders step up. You know, RJ Barrett, you know, 2 points. Like he has to bounce back from that.
Right.
Julius Randle, 10 points. He has to bounce back from that. You know, we can't be having multiple performances like this. You know, this is a team that had big aspirations, Divine. You know, we were the 4th seed last season. You know, Julius Randle's the most improved player, all NBA last season. You know, so at the end of the day, I also put a lot of responsibility on the coach. You know, this is a 64-year-old Tom Thibodeau that's been around a long, long time. He's been in some locker rooms that had troubles. You know, that teams on a downward spiral right now. He had to have learnt a thing or two. You know, and getting this thing together. You know, getting this thing back on track right now. And it starts with a home win. You know, especially in these next three. You know, very winnable. Like you said, the East is tough right now on a nightly basis. You know, we're 8th right now. You know, we could find ourselves in 12th, you know, by the end of these 3 games. You know, we could find ourselves back up in 5th or 4th by the end of these next 3 games. So what's going to happen? I'm really looking forward to seeing it, chopping it up with everyone. You know, we'll be there tomorrow, pre-game, post-game. You know, we're riding and dying with this, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know what? Well, we all know that winning cures all. Winning cures all, and I think once the Knicks get back to some wins, it'll cure a lot of this, the negative thoughts of everybody out here. Um, won't create a drama-filled week going forward. We just need to go out here and win these games, CT. I think we win these games and get back to our winning ways. You know, just like we had a losing streak, we can get a winning streak. You know what I mean? We got capable players down here. We got quality NBA players on that team. So let's hope that they do that. And then in the meantime, man, y'all look out for the real buzz. That's what we do, man. The real buzz, Knicks real talk. The streets are buzzing. Y'all look for this video content, man. Just keep notifying, subscribing to the channel, and we bring you the latest and greatest news coming out of Knick camp, coming out of the Knick organization, coming out of the NBA. I know. And on that note, man, we're gonna get up out of here. Knicks real talk. The streets are buzzing. My man CT, man. Let me give me your last thoughts, brother.
Hey, it's a pleasure to chop this up. Salute everybody. Looking forward to seeing everyone game day. Hopefully pick up this win in against Indiana as well, and looking forward to talking about it. So salute.
Yes, sir. Once again, man, the streets are buzzing. Knicks Real Talk. Like and subscribe to the channel. Y'all listening to the Real Buzz video version of Knicks Real Talk and the streets are buzzing, man, to bring y'all some pregame content leading into the game tomorrow on until you get on a live stream with the panel members in the chat and we kick it and get it popping up in there. But y'all have a great day, man, a great night, and we'll see y'all tomorrow on the shows. Y'all make sure y'all check the video out. Good content. We out of here, man. Peace.
Peace.